Hey there, Yogi. How are you? My name is Crystal Gray, creator of the Yoga Goddess Academy. Today I'll be leading you through a gentle flow designed specifically to help you relax and get ready to sleep. I've included some of my favorite poses. They're really yummy poses that'll make you feel great. You'll feel nourished from head to toe, body, mind, and spirit. Make sure that you stay to the end because that is my absolute favorite pose, and I know that you will feel amazing after you do it. If you are interested in joining some of my yoga teacher trainings or retreats, make sure that you go to yogagoddessacademy.com. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Enjoy your practice, Yogi. Have a great day. Namaste. Yogi, for today's practice, let's start in child's pose. So come onto your hands and knees and bring your knees as wide as your mat. We'll come into modified child's pose because it's a little bit more comfortable for most people. And then bring your big toes together to touch behind you. Start to bring your hips back towards your heels and then place your forehead onto the ground. If that's not comfortable or you can't reach, you can either place your forehead onto a block or stack your fists and place your forehead onto the top fist. Either way, just really start to relax, soften, and just start to take some deep breaths here. And letting the outer body relax with each exhale. Just letting go of anything that's been on your mind today, anything you brought to your practice or to your mat with you today, just let it go. You can always come back to those things later, hopefully with a different perspective. And start to breathe in and out through the nose if you weren't already. And as you inhale, really feel your ribs expand, even on the back body. So expand the back of the body with the ribs as you breathe. And then as you exhale, soften the outer body. And do that a couple more times. And come up with an affirmation that you want to use for your practice today. How do you want to feel after you get done with this yoga session? Relaxed, calm, peaceful, even tired. So on your inhale, think I am. And on your exhale, put in your word of choice. We'll repeat that throughout the practice. Now from here, slowly make your way up to your hands and knees. Open your eyes slowly. Bring your knees towards each other so that your knees are directly under your hips and your wrists are directly under the shoulders. Let your feet point straight behind you, moving into cat-cow. So inhale, start to look out in front of you. Draw the chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, round the back, chin to the chest. Inhale, look out. And exhale, round. Keep going, working with your breath, adding in your affirmation, I am, and then as you round, your word of choice. 2 more. Last one. And then come to neutral. Now from here, we'll move into a calf stretch. So what you can do is extend your right foot back, have the toes on the ground, and then push your heel down towards the mat. It won't actually go to the mat, but just push it down towards the mat, stretching the back of the leg, mostly the calf, but you might feel it behind the knee and in the hamstring. And switch, making sure you're breathing deeply. That's really important to help you relax. So instead of just doing the physical practice, you want to focus on your breath and calming your mind. You calm your mind by focusing on the breath. And then release that. Okay, coming back into neutral, so into all fours. Now, really push your knuckles down into the mat. Have your pointer fingers pointing straight forward. Now, walk your knees back a couple inches, and we'll move into downward facing dog. Curl the toes under and lift the knees up off the mat. Now, bend your knees and push into your knuckles and send your hips up and back. Roll the upper arms away from each other, so like you're trying to close the armpits, and then roll the forearms in, keeping the knuckles heavy. Breathe here. You can walk the dog, push one heel down and the other heel down. Downward facing dog is a gentle inversion, so the heart is above the head. This can be calming for the body and for the nervous system and the mind. Now from here, we'll move into pigeon pose. So bend your knees and then bring your right knee to the outside of the right wrist. Swing your foot over to the left side of the mat. Please don't grab your foot and yank it up, okay? So your foot can be a little bit back here, or you can swing it over to the left side of the mat. Instead of grabbing the foot and yanking it up, if you need more sensation, curl the back toes under and walk yourself back. Okay, now you can be up pretty high here. I don't want you to feel pain, especially in the knee. If you feel pain in the knee, please come out of it and just come to Sukhasana, forward fold. So easy seated forward fold. Otherwise, you can be here. Have your extended leg, your left leg straight back, and reach the heart forward. Try not to dump off to one side. So we haven't really warmed up the hips much, okay? So just go to where it feels good for you. If you're up pretty high, that's okay. If you need to go to the modification that I showed you, that's fine as well. You never want to feel pain in any pose, only sensation. Now, if it feels good for you to lay all the way down, especially if this pose is part of your normal practice, it might feel okay to come down. And if you can, place your forehead on something. Now, if you can't go down this far, no problem. Maybe you could even grab a chair or lay onto your couch. So place your forehead onto your couch. Whatever feels good for you. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Feel free to close your eyes and take a couple cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting anything go that's kind of collected over the day, letting it go. Preparing your body to rest. And then slowly make your way back to your downward facing dog. Again, you can walk it out. And then bend the knees and bring your left knee to the outside of the left wrist. Foot swings over to the right. Again, please don't yank the foot up. That can hurt the knee. Instead, curl your back toes under and walk the back knee back if you need to get further into the pose to feel sensation. Okay, again, you might be lifted up kind of high. Totally fine. Maybe you could place your forearms onto a couch or a chair. Otherwise, forearms on blocks, yoga blocks, or on the ground. Maybe stack the fists and place your forehead onto the top fist. It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter where you've seen maybe pictures of people going in this pose. You just want to go to where you feel sensation. Now breathe here. Come back to your affirmation. Deep breaths. Again, feel the ribs expand in all directions as you inhale, and as you exhale, soften into the pose. Feel free, please, to do the modification. You would just put the opposite leg in front. Yeah, and then slowly make your way back to your downward facing dog. And push the knuckles down, lift the hips up and back. And breathe here. From your downward facing dog, slowly come forward to plank, shoulders past the wrist, bring your knees down and lower all the way onto the belly. Bring your forearms in front of you and stack the hands on top of each other, palms down. Place the forehead onto the top hand. I'm just taking deep breaths here in through the nose and out through the nose if that feels okay. Letting the outer body relax. This can be a very grounding and calming pose. Let your exhales be nice and long now. So inhale deeply, maybe to 4 or 5 or 6. And let your exhales be a little bit longer. So exhale to 5, 6, or 7. And do a couple rounds of that, counting your inhale and exhale. Now from here, you can keep your head like this if that feels okay. Bend your knees and bring your knees as wide as your mat. So your feet are kind of pointing up towards the sky. And then we'll do windshield wipers. So usually you do this on the back, but you can also do it here on the belly. It's really nice to release the low back. So just let the feet go slowly from side to side. And come back to neutral. Slowly make your way to your hands and knees. And swing your feet around, coming into an easy cross-legged pose. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. Make sure your tailbone's not tucking under, so sit right on top of the sitting bones. Bring your hands onto your knees with your palms facing down, and breathe here with your eyes closed. Now notice how you feel just after those few poses that you've done. Coming back to that unequal breath, so breathe in nice and deep. On your exhale, let it be longer, longer than your inhale. Come to your affirmation. I am on your inhale, and then your word of choice on your exhale. Really focusing on the breath, connecting to the breath and or the affirmation. Good, now lower the head, blink your eyes open, and lift your head. All right, from here, I'd like you to lay down either by your couch or by a wall. So just as long as the wall doesn't have anything on it, but it's fine to be on your couch too. We can just bend the knees. So what you'll do is lay down beside the wall or the couch. You're gonna put your booty up to the wall or the couch, okay? So scooch it all the way up to the wall or the couch, lay down onto your right-hand side, and then roll open. So now your feet can be on the wall or on the couch. Now, if you're too close to the wall, feel free to scooch away. If it's not comfortable, it's fine. We'll move into a happy baby here. So what you can do is start to bend the knees in towards the chest. Now bring the knees apart so that they're on either side of the chest, kind of going towards the armpits. Now bring your elbows to the inside of the knees and then grab the outside edges of the feet. Now instead of having the knees turn out like this, which turns the feet out, see if you can have the knees pointing straight, and so then the feet will be straight. Now you can do this one at a time if it's too much to do both, but start to draw the knees down towards the armpits, keeping the feet flat like they'd be pressing onto the ceiling. And go from side to side if that feels good. Now from here, bring the feet back to the wall. Okay, now shift your hips over to the right and let your knees fall to the left. Extend your arms out into a T. Again, if you're too close to the wall, just push away from it a little bit. It feels okay for me like this. You could even bring the legs out straight if your hamstrings are okay with that. I just want to be near the wall because we will use it for one of our final poses. Try to keep the right shoulder blade down here and just breathe with each exhale, softening, letting go. Feel free to take some cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Close your eyes. And then slowly come back to center. Now lift your hips and shift your hips over to the left. Let the knees fall to the right. Just doing whatever you did on the first side. Arms can be out in your T. Try to keep the left shoulder down. Come back to your affirmation. Good, and then come back to center. Bring your hips to center. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and rock a little bit from side to side. Now, if you're up against the wall, you can just extend your legs straight up the wall. If you're on your couch or on a chair or recliner, that would be fine. Just bring your legs up onto the seat of that. Roll your shoulders away from each other, or actually roll your shoulders under the back would be better, and then soften the chest. Palms open a little bit wider than the mat. Eyes gently closed. Take a couple cleansing breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go of anything that's left. Anything that's no longer serving you, let it go. This will be our final pose. If it's not comfortable for you, you can just lay all the way down onto your back with your legs straight out. Otherwise, let's stay here. Use it as a relaxation pose, completely just letting go. You can say your affirmation in your mind's eye for a couple rounds, and then just let go of any thought. Try not to let your mind attach to anything in particular. Visualize your thoughts almost like clouds going by in the sky. So you see the cloud or the thought, and you acknowledge it, but you don't need to watch it forever. So just let it go, let it float by. Let yourself drift off to that place right before you fall asleep. And just enjoy this moment that you're giving to yourself of relaxation. There's nowhere more important that you need to be right now. Enjoy these last few moments and let go. Now feel free to stay here as long as you wish, maybe 5, 10, 15 more minutes. Otherwise, start to deepen your breath. And reach your arms overhead. You can flex your feet, point your feet, squeeze your toes, squeeze your fists, move your wrists. And then roll back onto your right hand side using your right arm for a pillow. Take a couple breaths here. And with the strength of your arms, gently push yourself up to seated. Let your head be the last thing to come up. And cross your legs. Put your non-dominant leg in front. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. Sit up tall. Palms closed onto the knees. Close your eyes. Notice how you're feeling. Are you feeling a little bit closer to your affirmation? Just take a moment to thank yourself for getting to your mat today, for doing something so good for yourself, for really nourishing yourself, body, mind, and spirit. Circle your hands together in front of your heart to prayer. Let's end the practice and show gratitude for our practice with one Om. Take a deep breath in. And then bow your head. Bring your thumbs from your heart center up to your forehead, acknowledging the energy that's within you, around you, connects us all together and never goes away. That energy within me acknowledges the energy within you, and I thank you so much for letting me guide you through your practice today. Namaste.